with another Monsty build video. Today we're not gonna really be showcasing a build, but it's more of a build guide per se. And before you leave a dislike because you read the title, please hear out what I have to say, because this is very important. And what I am about to say is probably a hot take, but it is a very important take, and it will actually help you do better in 1v1s and in 2v2s, especially 2v2s. And what the tidbit I'm about to say is stop using pump up. Yes, I understand. Also, I just took off the Joe, my bad. But I understand people like using pump up because they saw the video that pump up deals more damage or will boost your attack more than amplifies than the amplify from Rajang, and it will last for 5 turns at maximum. Now, the reason why I say stop using pump up is because there is a better skill than pump up. But before we get into that better skill, here is what pump up is. Here's what pump up states. It greatly increases the user's attack but moderately lowers the defense. Without upping the ability, the duration is 3 turns. 1 up goes to 4 and 2 up goes to 5 turns. Now, keep in mind, the moderately lowers defense can also be negated by things like Panacea and Ketchawatch's Protective Mask. But as you see, the kinship cost is 24. But what if I told you that there's a better, and I mean an extremely better in every way ability or gene skill, and that is Merciless Roar. Merciless Roar greatly increases all elemental attacks for allies, duration 3 turns. It is at a 21 kinship cost. When you up it by 1, it goes to 5, or it goes to 4 turns. When you up it by 2, it goes to 5 turns. Now you might be thinking, but wait, this is for all elemental attacks. Well, undergoing more testing, apparently, all elemental attacks actually do include non-elemental attacks too. The way you could tell is, yes, I understand I have pump up on this Diablos, or this Bloodbath Diablos that I'm about to change out to Merciless. But if you use Merciless Roar, and I have seen this with doing 2v2s with Sky, Diablos will be in the enraged form. Why is that important information? It's important because Diablos becomes into that bloody enraged form, or that steaming form, when you increase your non-elemental attack. So merciless, or not merciless, but the Bellow gene, Merciful Roar, or Merciless Roar, basically makes it to where non-elemental monsties get the buff, elemental monsties get the buff, and not just that, it doesn't stop there. You don't lower your defense, which a lot of people sleep on the defense stats, because if you get double targeted and you basically cut your defense to a moderate amount, you're just losing a heart. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're just losing a heart if you put pump up on a non-bulky monstie and you get double targeted. Or the worst could happen is you pump up, they put you to sleep next turn with a sleep knife, and there you go. Your defense is lowered by a moderate amount. You'll basically get instantly critted. You'll lose your pump up because you die. You lost your heart there. You wasted your kinship and your turn. And it's just not the best. Meanwhile, you could go Merciless Roar and not have the defense down, but you can also buff all your allies, including your hunters, elemental attack damage, which includes everything. So you just basically increase everyone's attack damage for, I know it's 3 kinship less, but hey, less kinship is less kinship, and you shouldn't be complaining, because sometimes when you pet, you won't have the kinship that you would want to spend for your move, and it'll be off by like 2 or 1, so and so. So low kinship is low kinship no matter what. Obviously, the best part about this is, or not the best part, but one of the good parts about this is that Merciless Roar is a non-elemental buffing move, meaning you can put it on non-elemental monsties like Bloodbath Diablos here and have a tanky set with all elemental defense boost, protection gene, self-heal, and basically just be a very supportive monstie, just buffing up everyone and still outputting massive, and I mean massive, amounts of damage. It's just, it beats Pump Up in every single way. I don't know why people don't use it more. It's obvious. It's honestly have helped me win games, and especially if one person in 2v2s. Now this is a 2v2 strat that you can't really do in 1v1s, but especially in 2v2 strats, when you have someone with Merciless Roar and then you have someone with let's say Valiant Flare or the new Azure Voltage, you basically would stack Thunder Attack up or Fire Attack up by a moderate amount on top of a greatly increased elemental attack, just making the next damaging move or your next move just hit that much harder, and you're just basically making your teammates just do and output serious amounts of damage because you're buffing them, they're buffing themselves. On next turn they'll basically fire back, and if they have enough kinship to do a spread move, then people on the other side are losing hearts. The same cannot be said for Pump Up, which only just buffs you up. So that is my reasoning why you guys should stop using Pump Up and start using Merciless Roar. It is a way better buffing attack. It gives you basically the same duration of the buff, but for a cheap cost. A better chance for a non-elemental bingo, because there's more non-elementalist monsties than dragon monsties, and it's just cheaper. It's just cheaper, and you don't have any drawbacks using it. And that is basically your monstie build guide, or I guess your gene guide, going more in depth with Merciless Roar versus Pump Up. With all that being said, please like, comment, subscribe, and check out the rest of the channel for a video for the other videos. We are at 103 subscribers last time I checked, 102, 103, so that's good. We broke triple digits in like 2 weeks, up from 66 I believe. So let's keep that gravy train going, and hopefully we'll grow in the upcoming months and whatnot, because I really do want to make more videos helping people, helping the community out with PvP, and just trying to grow the PvP scene. I think there's a lot of potential in this game. Obviously if the community could come up with some rules, or at least some gentlemen's rules per se, of who's banned and who's not, I think it would be a little bit or competitive will be a little bit better. And also people starting hosting tournaments and whatnot, I think that would honestly be quite great. But with all that being said, peace out all my fellow weebs and